Hi, today I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite pins from my Health Education 351 Pinterest board, all about the healthy behavior that I want to integrate into my kindergarten through 2nd grade classroom. Thank you for joining me. My favorite pin that I chose was the one about not taking away recess as punishment. I hate when I'm volunteering in a class and a teacher does that. I like the idea of having my kids in my classroom always going to recess, preferably all 3 times. Most of the classes that I volunteered in, they get a short recess before and after lunch and then the long one during lunch. And I think that kids need that time. It's been proven that kids need that time to go out and play and be with their peers and resolve conflict and have the physical activity. Recess is a big part of the school day and it's important and it should not be taken away. So instead of taking recess away, this pin offers 10 different ideas and I really like them. My favorite was number 9, where it talks about earning recess reward, and I kind of like the idea of having kids earn their afternoon recess so that it keeps them on good behavior but have them working towards something I've already scheduled into the day. And I also really liked the idea of having them, like, as discipline, do something constructive like helping clean the classroom or raking leaves and pulling weeds in the school garden. I like the idea of them doing something that is constructive and self-discipline oriented instead of taking away recess and having them stay inside, or they have to work on something that it's really not that important that they finish when recess is more important. So that was my number 1 favorite pin. My second favorite pin was the house sitting on a balance ball, exercise ball, therapy ball, whatever you want to call it, helps kids do better in school. That's something that I've wanted to integrate in my classroom for a long time. I know that having exercise balls for all students to sit on a classroom set can get kind of expensive, but research is out there. The one that I found was from 2003, but I also found another article supporting using alternative seating, specifically therapy balls, in the classroom. There was another study from 2013 supporting the use of those in the classroom, so it wouldn't be that hard to write a convincing article or paper trying to get a grant. So this is something that I would really like to have in the classroom. Research shows that it specifically helps kids who have ADHD, helps them focus, something about the core strength and needing to stay balanced, and it gives them something to fidget with, and it's just way cooler than a chair, and just having that little extra output of energy helps them focus in the classroom. But it's better than them talking to their neighbor or doodling because you don't know if they're paying attention. So I really like the idea of actually having a whole class set, and not necessarily everyone has to use one, but I like the idea of having that available. I also really like the idea of standing desks and like clipboards, and during free writing time having them be able to sit wherever they want, or having that as a reward instead. But that was my second favorite pin because I just think that it's a great thing to integrate in the classroom, and it's been proven to work with students or children who have ADHD and some other health conditions, but it can also improve any child's ability to learn and focus in the classroom, which I think is great. My third favorite pin that I pinned was why crossing the midline improved this child's grades. I really like that one because I've actually watched an entire documentary about how activities that involve physical movement and crossing the midline of the body can help light up both sides of the child's brain and help them engage and get them ready to learn. And the site that I actually cited for this was, I believe his name is John Medina. He wrote the book Brain Rules, and specifically that first chapter just like really dives in, is about how physical activity lights up kids' brains, gets them ready to learn. Physical activity 20 minutes before a test can improve test scores. Like, it's just insane. Our body and our brain needs physical activity and physical movement. So that's why this was one of my favorite. And actually, a lot of my pins involved physical activity, brain breaks throughout the day. I love the idea of starting a kid's day with crossing the midline activities. Then partway through the day, when you notice kids are getting a little down, doing a brain break. Having this happen like right before a test to get kids ready and get their brain engaged and have everything flying across the midline of their brain and just getting them ready to learn. So I love the idea of just having physical activity incorporated throughout the day. My fourth favorite pin that I pinned was the yoga pin using animal poses. I think that's a great way to integrate physical activity, but using it more in a relaxing, calming way to help children calm down at the end of the day, relieve some stress, get them ready to go home with parents, or maybe even after lunch. I just think that this is a great way to help with the emotional side that physical activity can do. And actually, the article that I found was talking about how physical activity behaviors and emotional can lead to emotional self-efficacy. So I thought that's a great thing to integrate into the class. And last but not least is the outdoor math and movement game pin that I pinned. I just think that is a great fun activity to get kids outside. I love the idea of being able to take my class outdoors sometimes and do outdoor class. And this is just really fun because all you need is chalk and some rocks. And the idea is that it's like a math game where kids jump around and they have to add everything together. This could be totally changed around depending on the grade level. I want to teach K through 2, so the game here as it was would probably work just fine, but it could be moved around. And again, it's physical activity integrated with learning. It'll help them retain the information, recall, and I just think it's great to use in the classroom. Thank you for listening to my top 5 pins. I'm sure that you can tell that I really want to integrate physical activity and movement and how that works with the brain and the body to get kids ready to learn. Those are just my favorite things to integrate into the classroom, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.